Hello and welcome to the GM overview for the Season of Ghosts Adventure Path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. For those new here, my adventure overviews are divided into two parts. In this first video, I will discuss the themes and general story of the campaign, but it will be objective and light on spoilers, especially regarding the adventure's final act. This is so GMs can get an idea of what the adventure is about, but not spoil so much that they wouldn't be able to enjoy the adventure as a player should they watch this video and then decide not to GM it themselves. My next video will be for those GMs who want more information. There I will present my personal thoughts about the adventure, as well as full context for parts of the story that are missing from this Part 1 video. In the Part 2 video, I will also answer questions that are posted to the comment section here. And I should also mention that Paizo did provide me copies of these books. Season of Ghosts is different from most other adventure paths in a few key ways. First, it is 4 books long instead of the usual 3 and 6 book adventure paths. And note that although this campaign is 1 book longer than the typical 3 book adventure paths, it covers the same amount of experience as those 3 book adventure paths, and should take players from 1st level to 12th level at the conclusion of the campaign. Next, Season of Ghosts does not take place within the Inner Sea region that is the standard setting for Pathfinder, and instead takes place in an Asian-inspired nation across the sea called Shinmen. Third, the entire campaign takes place in and around a single village over the course of 1 year, with each of the 4 books covering a different season. And the last key way this campaign differs from the norm is that it does not take place in modern times, but instead begins in the year 4608, which is about 115 years ago relative to the official dates offered in the core rulebooks. Book 1, The Summer That Never Was. The adventure begins in the small rural town of Willowshore. Every year, the residents of this town perform a ceremony to trick the ghosts and other spirits that haunt the surrounding woods into believing that Willowshore is already haunted, in hopes that they will move on to find a different settlement to harass. This ceremony involves a group of people who play the role of townsfolk being kidnapped by ghosts and taken into the woods. And this year, those volunteers are, you guessed it, the players. The adventure opens with our heroes waking up in the woods on the next morning, but quickly realize they are not in the part of the woods they should be, and the townspeople who are expected to play the role of their rescuers for the ceremony never arrived. As the party gets settled and begins their trek back to town, they must overcome a few bizarre and unexpected challenges, including sinister corrupted wildlife and blood raining down from the sky at night. When they return to the village, the party discovers the town was attacked the previous night by a pack of gremlins. Their typically calm and peaceful town is now overrun with monsters. The players will need to navigate wandering monsters and other dangers as they explore the town to check on loved ones and assess what has happened. The bulk of this first book involves the players rescuing townsfolk, driving away monsters, and performing a ritual to once again shield Willowshore from invading spirits. This includes a lot of recovery work as well. The players will be tasked with securing the surrounding territory, seeking aid from a nearby settlement, and clearing out a local lumber camp that fuels Willowshore's economy. All the while, they will be challenged by a host of Asian-inspired monsters. Book 2, Let the Leaves Fall. The second book of the campaign covers autumn in Willowshore. It begins with the residents of the village and the players preparing for the coming winter. Mechanically, this plays out using a variation of the victory point rules found in the Game Mastery Guide, where the players will perform various actions to earn hope points, food points, and security points that will represent how well prepared the village is when winter arrives. This mostly plays out during downtime, where the players may perform various tasks like repairing buildings, aiding in the seasonal harvest, or befriending the village's most popular stray cat. The players may also spend their time investigating the cause of the bizarre curse that has fallen on Willowshore. This uses the Research Points alternate rules from the Game Mastery Guide to measure how much the players and the town are able to uncover. One major event within Willowshire during this early period of the adventure will be a grand banquet held at the local tea house, a feast in honor of friendly spirits who might aid the village during the coming winter. This is a fairly elaborate affair where the players will perform acts to earn decoration points, banquet points, and entertainment points, which all work together during a final tea ceremony to see how welcome the friendly spirits feel and ultimately determine if they will aid the villagers. Throughout this second book, the mystery of what has caused the village to be cursed continues to plague the players and their fellow villagers. All roads along this investigation point towards a local monastery, and it falls upon the players to investigate it further. The journey to the monastery is more than a simple walk up the road, and is instead a trial the players must pass. This entails crossing a haunted bridge, overcoming various demons and haunts, and finding enlightenment at a trio of shrines before finally arriving at the monastery. And the monastery's exploration plays out as a 15-room dungeon crawl full of horrific monsters and bizarre NPCs before the players are able to purify the monastery and retrieve a set of valuable books that might hold the answer to what foul magics have cursed their home. Book 3, No Breath to Cry. The third book in the campaign covers winter in Willowshire. This chapter begins with the village once again under attack by otherworldly invaders. This time, mysterious red-clad figures wearing Oni masks and setting buildings on fire with invisible flames. This is no doubt bizarre, but feels like a logical step for a village that is so heavily cursed. And, of course, there are a million lingering questions still. Who cursed the town? Why is it cursed? How can the curse be removed? And so on. These mysteries are at the heart of the entire campaign, and it's going to be very difficult to detail this and the final book in the adventure path without getting into spoilers. But I'll try my best, and know that if you are a GM who wishes to learn more, you can watch my next video for that information. But I strongly recommend that you not do so unless you are absolutely confident that you will never be a player in this campaign, as the secrets and mysteries are integral to the experience. Some of these mysteries are answered during the first half of Book 3, and without going into too much detail, much of Book 3 leans more heavily on role-playing than solving your problems through violence. There are investigations and research to be done, as well as a pivotal scene where the players must parlay with and try to influence a prominent NPC while also dealing with the challenges posed by the season of winter. Book 3 culminates in an unconventional scenario where the tables are turned, and now the players get to be the ones who cause terror for a change. Book 4, To Bloom Below the Web. Thanks to the players' heroics at the end of Book 3, the curse over Willowshire is broken. But that doesn't mean that they're safe, as the final book of the campaign covers the season of spring and the player's quest to ensure that no such curse is ever invoked again. Achieving this will require more diplomacy and investigations, especially the investigation of murders, and with the same emphasis on roleplay and social challenges over hacking and slashing. But that's not to say that there are no adventurous moments, merely that this campaign does not place dungeon crawling at the heart of the narrative in the same way that some other adventure paths do. By the end of Book 4, the players will confront the source of Willowshire's cursed hauntings and bring it to a final end. So there you have it, an overview of Season of Ghosts for prospective GMs. I will be following up this video with another that shares my personal opinion on the campaign, so be sure to share any questions you may have in the comments and I'll try to address those that I can. Just keep in mind that I have not played this campaign, I've only read through it, so I may not be able to answer some things such as encounter balance. The second video will also discuss some of the spoiler material that I omitted from this video, and as mentioned before, this is a campaign that is all about mysteries, so there's quite a bit that I had to omit from this video. And as always, I want to take a moment to thank everyone who supports me, whether that's by clicking the like button, subscribing to the Patreon, or subscribing to this channel. Thank you for all of your support. With that, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming.